Yes, hello, Thomas and Mago, doing some work, hopefully on some device features for the project Unify. Let's go to screen share. Okay, so what I've done now, I don't know if you had the chance to
yeah, I actually look at
the code.
At the code now, yeah.
Okay, so what we are doing now is let me just see here. So git status. Okay, so git add everything, git commit am VIP initial tests. So like this. And then I just created another feature branch that builds upon this that I'm working at right now. So I'm just gonna push that up to my, because I'm working on implementing the Facebook login, but I branched off from that device thing. So I'm just gonna go git branch. Where are we? We're under the device API, so git co that, and then just gonna do rake db drop because I had another migration going. Git status. Yeah, okay. So git rake db create. I don't have a server going now. No, I don't. Good. And then I'm just going to migrate everything again. So we are on the device API branch at the moment. And so what I have done here is, so I moved away from the Cucumber tests for the API, basically, and I created those 3 spec files with the registration spec. Let's see, just make this a little bigger, and a session spec and a user spec, because we have 3 controllers under the version 1 namespace, right? So I added what I did is that I added the simple token auth gem.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so now at this time, any actions that are rendered in the user's that's wrong. We are in the user's controller, right? Because since it inherits from the API controller, and the API controller has this access token authentication handler for user, so any request to the controllers that inherits from that will require authentication. So in our user spec here, we are passing in headers where we actually, so I create a user, and then as a user email, I have to pass in that email, and the user token, I need to pass that in as well. So, and if I don't have those headers, then this will return 401. You need to sign in. So that's why I'm doing this block here. That the get request API v1 users should require authentication. So if I call this without the headers, then I get a 401. And if I call this with proper headers, then I can actually make that call. And in this case, return the index of users, basically. And it's the same thing with the Unify route and etc. So and here I also, just as a just, this is of course a bit of outside of the scope of this pull request, but it's
to be done.
Yeah, but I kind of get ahead of myself a little bit, but still. So what I wanted to do is I create in this block, I create 2 users, and then I try to since the headers that I pass in are for user 1, and so if I try to update user 1, that is okay. But if I try to update user 2, I get an error saying that you could not perform this operation. I get a 401 unauthorized. So you can only update your own profile, basically. The reason why I implemented this now is because I just wanted to test whether even some CRUD actions can be required to to be authenticated, basically. So the way I set that up is I just do a very simple comparison here, that if the user authentication token that we get from the ID, so we fetch the user from the params, and then if that authentication token is the same one as the user token that is passed in, then we can perform the operation. Otherwise, we just say that this is not allowed to do, basically. So it's as good as any, I think, method. So so that's where I am right now in terms of that pull request. And the next thing that I'm doing, if we go over to my OAuth method, no, don't check out. What the fuck? What is this? Git status. Oh, git stash. We can stash that, and now we can just do git seal. The next thing I'm doing here is I get in the registration spec. I started to write specs to log in through Facebook, and I added the
gem.
The gem, the OAuth gem and OAuth Facebook gem, and and I have some stuff here with the so we are setting the OAuth config test mode to true, and I'm gonna pass in some like a mocked request, basically, from the provider. Whether this is rightly formatted, I'm not sure yet, but that's what I'm trying to do. But the problem here is that let's see, in my application controller, so I had to comment out these two lines with that require the godmin, because if I don't do that, look what happens. This is so weird. Let's see, let's go to the registration spec, and I have a binding pry here. So I'm making a post request to the Facebook callback, with proper headers and everything. So that should work, But if we just run this test now, it's on 65, right? So let's see where I have that. 65. Come on, give it to me. Okay, what's going on? It should give me some sort of a feedback, at least one would say. Okay, so let's do this and just do rake db migrate. I think that perhaps we have a problem. Yeah, so let's see if we can. Is it 65 really? Okay, it's 65. I don't know why it's not making the call. Huh, that's weird. What did it say?
For testing.
Yeah, I need to. But still, it's. Am I sharing my screen properly? I guess I am.
Just a moment. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have this branch?
It's up on. Yeah, I pushed it up to GitHub, so this branch is also pushed. That's so weird. This wasn't happening just a few minutes ago. What's going on? There are no binding price or anything. Nothing should stop the. The fuck? Omniauth callback. Controller. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. Huh. I have no clue what's going on, to be honest. Do you want to pull this down, perhaps?
I will pull, yeah, I will pull this down. And
Spring client run gets interrupted. I have no clue what's going on right now, because just a few minutes ago, all of this, just before I made a switch back and forward, you know, everything was working. So let me just drop the database again. See if we can. Can't even run the rake tasks. Oh, there you go. Create all. And then just migrate all. Okay, so that works. So if we just run this test now, what would I? And it just stops. Wow. So wait for the bundle. Perhaps that's the problem. That shouldn't be a problem. No. Wow. Oh, there you go. It's always something.
I pull your branch down, and I will try to do.
Yeah, run bundle and migrate the database, because we are adding some stuff. What is going on?
What spec was it?
So it's in the request API v1 registration spec on line 65. So let's see if this kicks in.
The same story here.
You're installing?
No, it's the same story here.
Really? It just stops?
It just stops, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Ah, okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it kicked in after a while. So yeah, so this is the Facebook. This is like just vanilla code, so it might probably not work, because we are getting a problem. So if you just type in user in the terminal now, and you'll see that the user class is something. What is it? It's actually the. But okay, so quit this now. And go back to the application controller and uncomment those Godmin calls. Yeah. And try to run this again. I would set. What do you get now? Error. Oh, it's no errors yet, because it's. No. Why would it take so long? I don't understand why it takes so long. And on my side, it hasn't even kicked in yet. I mean, really, just we're talking. I sat down with this like 45 minutes ago, and it was, all working properly. No hang-ups, no nothing. So what if I just run something else? If I run another test, like sessions control, session spec. Same thing. Wow. That's so weird. Okay, so here, if you just type in user, and you'll see that class, and enter. You see that the class of user is a Godmin authentication user, you know.
Yeah.
And that's so weird. I don't understand why that is, you know. So and if we uncomment those, if we comment those, so basically what we want to do is we want to make device use the API controller rather than the application controller, you know.
Yeah.
For some stuff, and I've been searching for this, and I just can't find a good solution to this. So you know, I have no clue. I have no clue how to move forward right now, at the moment, at least. I've tried several things, and I'm also a little puzzled about this thing that it's just that the spring is not kicking in on whatever it is. Load schema if pending, so it seems migrations are pending again, but that's they are not pending. So that's so weird. But anyway, you know, so
Yeah.
I have no clue how to. So yeah. Because so the Omni of Facebook, you know, strategy is hard to test anyway, you know, because but at least you know what I know now is that I can kick in and you know when I make a call to the callback, perhaps I should do a get request rather than a post request. I don't know. I'm just trying this out at the moment, but perhaps we can try that. If you quit this now and go back to the spec, and instead of it's at the very bottom, I think, of the file. Yeah, instead of a post, if you do a get request and see if that on line 67. So just change the word post to yeah. And let's try that. Let's try to run it. But why this is taking so long, I have no clue. It's so weird. And it shouldn't be making. I don't know if it's making a call to the, you know, to the Facebook something, but it shouldn't, you know.
No, it shouldn't.
No. So if you just check params now, just check what the params are. No, it's not that. You know, it needs to be a post request. But see what the user class is now, just for the fun of it.
No, it's still Godmin.
It's still the Godmin one. So it's not, and we cannot make a get request. It needs to be a post request. So that's so weird. Perhaps if we comment out 55, 56, and you know remove and 57, all of these lines, the entire before block, if that kind of changes something, but it shouldn't. And see what the user is now, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, still.
It's still no. It's so it has not. So it's about the application controller. We need to point. So the reason why we have two controllers is that the one is to handle the backend admin thingy, you know, and the API controller is you know using null session to you know, for security and etc., right?
Yeah.
So we need those two controllers, but for somehow we need to tell device or UAuth or whatever to use that the API controller instead of the application controller. And I have no way. I've Googled this problem for a while, both yesterday and today, and I can't seem to be able to do that, basically, you know. One of the things that I was thinking about, if we could, like, in the routes where we set up the where are my routes? Here they are. Where we set up the device for, we could say that, you know, the application is the API controller, you know.
Yeah.
Like this, application, and then we just go no, what will we say? Yeah, API. Basically, yeah, like this, because that's pointing to the API controller. Yeah. But I don't know. Perhaps that will work. But for some reason, my tests are not running. Fuck's sake. I don't know if I need to restart my computer or something. Oh no, that worked now. Okay. We can quit this. Hold on a second. Now we can go and see if that is working. Okay, and then like this. Yes, so what is user? Oh, it's still the Godmin user, you know, it's still kicking in that thing. And why would it do that? I don't, you know. So yeah. So this is clearly not kicking in about the controllers. But what if that also Godmin authentication? If I jump over there to user, module user included has secure password validate extend. Login, find by login. Classmate. So why would they call this a user? I don't understand this. You know.
Yeah.
That's if we monkey patch this, if I kind of change that to admin user instead, you know. I
read about that, like similar stuff, that it's the result of using active admin too.
Okay.
And I see some solution, but
okay.
It was with this gem with device token out.
Yeah. So how about, so let's see, it will complain. James Godmin, yeah. So I cannot do this here. So let's say that I kind of, if I just copy this now, and I create, like, where can I create this now? I can create this in models, mailers, services, in services. Let's see, tag service, class, tag service. So if I just go and say Godmin module, Godmin user and .rb, and we try to. And I'm just gonna set a binding pry because I want to see whether this kicks in somehow, you know. And let's see on the application controller module authentication. But where? Yeah, so I need to point to this somehow. I need to point to this. So in the controller, application controller. So let's see if I now try to do this. Yes. So the first place where it's gonna look for is actually here in the Godmin user RB, I think, at least. So let's see if we can quit this. And then we're gonna run this spec again. I'm not sure about all of this. And so user. Okay, so now user is a user, but that's weird. That shouldn't be happening because I didn't change the name of that module, you know. So, okay, well that's weird anyway. An email provider, Facebook, yeah. So let's see if there's a user from OmniAuth. Let's just move on for a second. Undefined method from OmniAuth for Godmin authentication user modules. Oh, okay, so that's when it kicked in. Okay, so you see, okay, all right. So let's just, and it didn't caught my binding pry anyway, so it's obviously not passing this in. But if I just call this like admin user, and now it's the same thing. So because it's not picking that up, so we need to point to this Godmin module authentication. Admin user says it as a. So let's say if I just call this what no Z as a, I'm just gonna see if my Godmin, and then on application controller I'm just gonna say my Godmin authentication. You know, that's what I'm gonna pull in here. Let's see if that in any way has any bearing on what the fuck we're doing here. Yes, of course. Application to my Godmin. And why would that be? This can initialize constant application. My God. What? Yes. Let's move this out of here. And just try to get this in the application controller, just outside of this class. Yeah, so it is something. I shouldn't be getting this now, should I? Yes, I am getting that. Okay, so it's still, I'm just grasping for straws here. This is not the way we should do this anyway. So this is back out of this stupid thing. So what could be? Yeah, that doesn't crash. I mean, what am I? Let's see if there's any methods here that could be interesting. Halt, perform, navigation, application, include the translate application, engine wrapper, layout, welcome, private engine wrapper, authentication enabled, helper, include translations, and extend active support concern, navigation forms. It doesn't kind of help me at all here. Partial override. Policy new. It's like, you know, it doesn't user. Validates password, login, send, login column, dual user. But so, yeah, no clue at all. So in models, in the admin user, see, so that includes the user, but the, you know,
yeah.
So I got it. I understand that, but this one is not including that user. So why would that, you know? Because I can understand if we're doing admin user somehow. Oh fuck! No clue. No clue whatsoever. No clue whatsoever. So, but the thing is that you know, this is like a big problem for us at the moment,
Yeah.
because it is. But you know, we can you know, with the we can authorize and authenticate users through the, you know, email
through the
and
device.
yeah. So that's okay. So so what I would like you to do, if you can spend some time on it, if you go over the pull request that I have created already, you know, without all of this shit, you know, without the OmniAuth, if you could, you know, and try it out somehow and see, because I would like us to merge it in as, you know, whenever we can, so we can start to try to get the like, you know, the login controller or sign up controller in the in the mobile application going, basically, you know. And from what I'm seeing, okay, so I went a little bit outside of the scope. I understand that, and my mistake, you know. But otherwise, I think that that pull request could be probably, you know, if you just give it some comments and you know, some overview, I think we could merge this in later today.
Okay.
And I will try, you know, and if you try to find a way to do this, because it's an important feature for us as well, to be able to log in with Facebook, but it's not the highest priority at the moment. I would say that the ability to just, you know, register and authenticate a user is a good one. And also, you know, one thing that I don't have a log out method on the sessions controller under the API namespace yet. So during the logout, what we should probably do is to destroy the token, you know, set the token to nil. And because those tokens are generated every time a user is saved or updated or anything. But this could be potentially split out to a separate story, you know, resetting the token or not. You understand?
Yeah, but maybe it's if we make a login now, I don't know. It could be in the stories too.
Yeah, it could. So if you want to have a look at that would be great. You know, you can make a, if you have some time coding with it.
When the session destroyed, that.
Yeah. So we don't have a session destroy yet, but we and since we're inheriting from the device sessions controller, so we can just you know, override that. And there are some binding price here and there, you know, at the moment. So try to remove them, or perhaps I should remove them so I can push up No, I know. No, in the
I,
yeah, I think that in the device API we're cool on that, right? Yes, yes. So it's CI, and I'm just gonna go VIP still. User is still
yeah, actually.
push. And, oh yeah, so I pushed up my latest. Yeah, the device branch is cool. I think it passed. I think it passed everything on semaphore and everything. So that should be good. All right, Smago, I gotta go.
Okay.
So we have our hands full, but yeah, if you can spend some time on this, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Perhaps tonight I'll be doing some. I want to focus a little bit on the Ionic application, you know, and get that login stuff done. So if you have some time later today, we can probably prepare. But I'll post a link and we'll see. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Take it easy.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye. Solo.